Nothing's better than seeing your favorite characters return to the TV screen and bring back that loads of nostalgia you've been missing all these months. Or perhaps even years. 2021 is without doubt one of the most anticipated years for anime fans. Not only do we get some new anime originals, but we also get to see some great anime return back with their sequel seasons at the beginning of the year. So, strap on your seatbelts. Here are not 10, but 20 anime sequels releasing in 2021. Number 20, Azure Lane. Whoever thought a side-scrolling shooter game would get its own anime? Not only does Azure Lane has its own anime, but its sequel is coming in 2021. Azure Lanes is about a military force of the same name, created to fight against the creatures known as sirens. The girls who fight these sirens are known as ship girls. Girls who are fused with naval warships. Yes, I know, anime can be innovative when it comes to girls and superpowers. Due to the original game's popularity, the anime was also well received. And while the first spoke about the war against the sirens, its spin-off, Bizoku Senshin, deals with the continuation of the war and its repercussions. It is scheduled to release in January, so you can kickstart the new year with some cute ship girls. Number 19, Fate Grand Order Camelot. The new year is fulfilling the wishes of various anime fans, and it may seem the ones who are not getting their own show are the mobile game addicts. But to break that argument, we have Fate Grand Order Divine Realm of the Round Table. Yes, the second most popular arc of the Grand Order mobile game is getting its own movie adaptation, and it's being released this fall. This movie revolves around the chaos based on the sixth singularity of the Grand Order universe, where the kingdoms of Camelot and ancient Egypt clash outside all its time barriers. And if we're getting a Camelot, that means we're going to see a lot of sabers, and if it's Egypt, it means those sabers are going to fight deadly assassins. So, there's nothing that's not epic about this. Number 18, Detective Conan, the Scarlet Bullet. The short detective and his mysteries are still popular among the fandom, so it's no surprise the show is getting its own movie next year. It is the 24th movie of the franchise and revolves around the mysteries happening at the World Sports Game Tournament. During the tournament, various company owners are kidnapped one after the other, and Conan reveals that the current incidents tie into events that happened 15 years ago. As usual, the movie will definitely deliver its mystery really well, and you've got the regular cast. Conan, Shinichi, Ran, and Sonoko are returning back on screen. The release date of the movie was postponed to April due to the pandemic, but the new release date has been confirmed. So, it's good news to all Conan fans. Number 17, Gintama The Final. No need to cry, Gintama fans. Even though the movie is titled as The Final, the producers haven't confirmed that this would be the end of the Gintama series. This time, it tackles a time travel story and happens when Gintoki is warped into another world while trying to catch a movie thief. He finds his two old comrades, but he seems to have died in this version of the world due to a disease known as the White Curse. Now, Gintoki should not only find a way to get back to his own world, but to save the current one from destruction as well. The guy just wants to be a freelance samurai, but the world doesn't seem to stop from dragging him into trouble over and over again. Number 16, Bungo Stray Dogs Wan. Nope, it's not the fourth season of the anime, nor a prequel. It's based on the comedy gag manga written for the original Bungo Stray Dogs. This time, the detective agency doesn't have to go to war against the Port Mafia, and just need to do their daily chores right. No official trailer has been announced for the anime, but based on the manga, it is no doubt going to be funny and lighthearted. Remember how Fate series had Carnival Phantasm and Attack on Titan had Junior High? Now, Bungo Stray Dogs has its cheerful counterpart, Bungo Stray Dogs Wan. Number 15, Tsukipro the Animation Season 2. Who said anime didn't have musicals? Tsukipro the Animation is about 4 groups belonging to Tsukino Entertainment Production named Soara, Growth, Solids, and Quell. The first season of the anime revolved around their career and their daily struggles, making it part slice of life and part music. The second season will continue their story, introducing the same old cast while adding some new members. Even if you don't enjoy the music, which would be a surprise since the music of the show is exceptional, you would still enjoy its drama and slice of life moments. So while waiting for all those action shows, why don't you calm down your mind with some good old music and drama? Number 14. Laid Back Camp Season 2. Want to take a break from the hype? Then let's go do some camping. Coming in 2021, we have the second season of Laid Back Camp. Here we have Rin Shima, whose ideal vacation is to go camping alone and enjoy the picturesque sceneries around her. But this time her camping trip is disrupted when another girl named Nadeshiko Kagamihara joins her. Nadeshiko's goal was to see Mount Fuji, but was lost along the way. Rin helps the girl camp with her, and the two decide to spend the night together. I know the anime may come off as a simple camping anime, but you'll be surprised by what it has in store for you. Call it an adventure anime, a moe anime, or a combination of both. With a second season coming next year, we can definitely see these two girls and their adventures back again. Number 13. Quintessential Quintuplets Season 2. Harem anime has always been a rather underappreciated genre of anime. There's no surprise about it, considering how much the shows in the genre repeat the same tropes over and over again. Currently, shows like Rent-a-Girlfriend manage to divert away from those usual cliches, but a show that actually turned the tables of this genre was the first season of Quintessential Quintuplets. Here we meet a high school student, Futaro Usagi, who is hired as a tutor to teach 5 quintuplet sisters. Each sister has her own flaw: pride, laziness, or even being too stubborn to touch books. The first season followed Futaro's desperate attempt to teach these 5 sisters, and the upcoming second season would show his efforts to convince the girl's father, and also show us how the 5 girls would slowly fall in love with their tutor. Number 12. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Season 2. Everyone's favorite overpowered level 1 character is coming back again with his second season. Back before I watched That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, I never thought an anime about a slime could become this popular. But the anime completely showed a new way on how isekai should handle its usual tropes. If it wasn't obvious from the title, it's about Satoru Mikami, an average salaryman who is reincarnated in another world as a slime named Rimuru Tempest. He is bestowed divine protection by the dragon, and he soon heads off on his own adventure. Even though the story arcs for the second season haven't been confirmed yet, we can tell without a doubt it's going to fill our slime isekai thirst next year. Number 11. Cells at Work Season 2. Anime never fails to surprise me with their stories. Compared to other mediums, it sure knows how to deliver some peculiar, yet interesting stories that we cannot even imagine in our dreams. Case in point, Cells at Work. The story happens inside a human body, and it is about blood cells. I know, and you thought your English teacher thought better personifications. Going back to the anime, it's about a rookie red blood cell named AE3803 and a more veteran white blood cell named U1146. They are constantly in battle with the germs that invade the host's body. Apart from being a good biology show, it also has its share of funny comedy. The second season of this anime will air early in 2021, so now's a good time to catch up on the first season if you haven't watched it. Number 10. Log Horizon Season 3. It featured a rather genius protagonist and showed that even the lowest class in the game world could win a match with the correct strategy. It is based on the light novel and manga of the same name, and follows the adventures of the rather socially awkward Shiru as he gets trapped in a game world with 30,000 other players. The first 2 seasons showed Shiru forming the Round Table Alliance and bringing peace to the city of Akiba, and then followed by their journey on trying to find a way back home. The 3rd season will continue their story from there onwards. It was scheduled to be released in October, but got pushed to 2021 due to the current world issues. Number 9. Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun Season 2. Let's move out of the regular Japanese high schools and into a demon school. Mairi Mashita Iruma-kun, or Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, is about a boy named Iruma Suzuki who is sold to demons by his parents. A demon named Sullivan rescues him and adopts him as his grandson. Iruma soon visits a school for demons, but Sullivan warns him never to reveal his identity as a human among other demons. The first season followed Iruma trying to blend in with the demon crowd while trying to hide his identity. And the second season will follow the rest of his school year while adapting the next arc of the manga. The show is a mixture of comedy and fantasy, so among all of those demons, you can also have a few laughs about the hilarious situations Iruma gets trapped in. Number 8. Next Life as a Villainess Season 2. Remember how I said quintessential quintuplets pulled a twist on the harem genre? Then, Next Life as a Villainess is the show that rebranded Isekai protagonist. The series protagonist, Katarina Claes, gets born in a game world, but instead of the hero, she becomes the villain. Now it is up to her to take action to stop her from becoming the final villain, and also becomes friends with the hero of the story. It is a rather lighthearted comedy series which shows what happens when the roles are reversed. The first season showed her early childhood and her life at the academy with her friends, and the second season would take things from there while also introducing a new villain. Number 7. Seitokai Yakuindomo Movie 2. Brutal sex comedy, weird fetishes, the student council members who act like perverts. Yeah, it's all coming back. If you haven't watched it, then Seitokai Yakuindomo is about a high schooler named Suda who joins a student council member of a school that mostly has girls. But the student council isn't what he expected. Instead of carrying out regular tasks, most of the student council members act as perverts, making weird jokes or discussing heavy subjects in a funny way. Even though the show's jokes may not be family-friendly, Seitokai Yakuindomo is one of the funniest anime out there, and its new movie will have all the cast returning back again with the student council president Shino Amkusa taking the lead. Number 6. Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. Admit it, we all thought Shield Hero would be the generic isekai fantasy, until Malty lied about Naofumi and betrayed him. The Rising of the Shield Hero became a part fantasy isekai anime, in part revenge story with an anti-heroic protagonist. Naofumi Iwatani was a character who twisted the regular good guy character trope in isekai. He was willing to take different measures to achieve his goal, and his stoic personality only made him far more badass. The first season ended with him finally joining forces with the 4 heroes, but only stopping the evil for a certain extent. We still need to see the reintroduction of Glass and whatever the evil schemes she's planning, so most probably, Season 2 will answer these questions. Number 5. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Season 2. Next up we have another isekai anime, this time about the socially awkward Takuma Sakamoto, summoned as a demon lord to another world. The 2 women who summoned him try to bind him as their slave, but instead, the 2 of them end up becoming his slave. Even though things are to Takuma's advantage, His social awkwardness kicks in, and it is funny to see how he tries to adapt for each situation. The first season followed the schemes of the villainous Edelgard, and the second story would follow the new arc, set up by the light novel. There is no information regarding who the next villain might be, since the anime hasn't released any official trailer. But make sure to keep your eye out for any news by Ajiya Do Animation Works. Number 4. Dr. Stone Season 2, Stone Wars. Dr. Stone was the perfect answer for the question, how would we survive if we went back to the Stone Age? It was a perfect mixture of science and action, with each episode brilliantly directed by Shinya Lino. It is about Senku Ishigami, who awakens in a world where humans are petrified to stone. Senku is a genius, and soon discovers nitric acid is a solution to bring back petrified humans. The first season followed his adventures with his classmates Yasuhiro Ogawa, and his war with Tsukasa's clan. The second season will introduce us to some new scientific inventions, now with the introduction of electricity to the world, and also there would be a reintroduction of Taiju and Yasuhiro, who were absent in the later parts of the first season. Number 3. Beastars Season 2. Ignoring the Netflix adaptation meme, you can genuinely say that Netflix knows how to create some great anime originals. We're not talking about Castlevania or Devilman Crybaby, but a show like Beastars. At first, many ridiculed it to be a rather cartoonish story with talking animals. But the adventures of the wolf named Legoshi and the innocent rabbit named Haru managed to showcase the different aspects of innocence and love, and the war between carnivores and herbivores was a subtle metaphor for our own human nature. The second season of this Netflix original will air in 2021, and will be about the mysterious killer of herbivores and how Legoshi soon gets into trouble he never asked for. Number 2. Promised Neverland Season 2. There's no one to argue if I say that Promised Neverland was one of the best mystery shows last year. And after a year's delay, we finally got the announcement of its second season in 2021. The first season followed Emma escaping from the cruel orphanage along with other children, and the second season would follow their adventures on the world as they try to survive against the odds. It will also reveal what the Promised Neverland actually means, and will introduce some inhabitants of the world. Of course, the challenges would be tougher for Emma, who now has to protect the lives of the other kids as well. So will be the threats that hunt them, since now they are no longer protected by the walls of the orphanage. Finally, number 1, Re:Zero Season 2, Part 2. Death, rebirth, more suffering. Those are the words that were associated with the first season of Re:Zero. And the second season of the anime does nothing different in that regard. You've got the same tragic fate of Subaru as he tries to wander in a world where he knows nothing about. Last year, it was announced that the season would be divided similar to 2 parts, with one part having 13 episodes each. The first 13 episodes were released this fall and followed Subaru's adventures with Amelia as they try to free the villagers from the sanctuary. And the second part of the season will adapt the rest of the arc from the light novel. Since Re:Zero is still being released, we don't exactly know how the first part would end. But one thing I can assure you is that the second part will bring nothing more but suffering for Subaru. There you go, these are 20 most anticipated anime sequels of the next year. And if the next year doesn't have another pandemic in store for us, we can surely expect these anime to be released in their respective release dates. That being said, we also have the 4th season on Attack on Titan, which will probably get a second part, based on the length of the manga. But since that isn't confirmed, I didn't add it to the list. As usual, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon, so you can be updated as soon as we release a new video. Stay safe, anime fans, and I'll see you in the next video.